What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr Wargaming. This is, as requested by some of you, I'm going to bring you guys not one, but two anti-nibiru combos for DDD that do not need to use Baroness de Fleur. So it's a nice budget alternative for all of you players out there, and it just goes to show that you really don't need to fork out so much money just to stop things, troublesome cards like Nibiru, if your deck already has an answer to it. It just takes some form of recomboing the combo so that way you can get past those troublesome cards. And I'm going to show you guys two combos that I've learned thanks to people here on YouTube. I'll post their links, if I remember, down in the comments below, in the description below, so you guys can see their channels as well, and to give a good thank you to those. So before I get into this, if you enjoy, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because obviously if you enjoy person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. And all of that is greatly appreciated, and thank you guys so much for doing so. So with all that said and done, let's get into these anti-Nibiru combos. So the first combo here is just going to be any three combination cards of Kepler. You need, well, Kepler plus any two of these cards down here. That is just a nice easy 3-card combo for you. You can do this without the need of Kepler. It just takes any other DD, but you do need these, so it then becomes a 4-card combo, unfortunately. So this is the best way of doing it in the most minimal cards possible for this particular combo that utilizes Yourplaymat. So I'm going to go and just do it with these three here. So at first you're going to normal summon the Kepler. This is going to grab you the gate. You play the gate and that adds you your third missing piece. So that's why Kepler is so good, because it's not only your body, but because it gets you the contract, it then adds you the other piece. From here you're going to use the Swirl Summons effect with any of the other two, and you're going to make yourself the Genghis. So from here, we're then going to banish the Swirl Slime to special summon the Copernicus. Then we have a Chain Link 1 of Copernicus, Chain Link 2 Genghis. Genghis is going to revive the Yourplaymat, and Copernicus is going to send you your Vice Typhon from deck to grave. From here you use the Yourplaymat effect to make Kepler level 6. You're going to overlay those two, and then you're going to go straight into your High Wave King Caesar. Nice and easy there. That's your 5th summon if you weren't counting. Genghis was 1, Kepler 2, Copernicus 3, Yourplaymat 4, and now Caesar is your 5th summon, so now Nibiru cannot touch you, which is very, very nice. Or if they do try to use Nibiru, you're just going to go, cool, Caesar, negate. Now you're going to link those two off. You're going to make yourself your Gilgamesh. This is going to trigger Gilgamesh's effect. It's going to put into scale your Orpheus and your Ragnarok. Nice and simple there. You're then going to pen summon out your Copernicus. This is going to trigger the Ragnarok to revive the Yourplaymat from graveyard. You're then going to use your Yourplaymat and your Copernicus, and you're going to overlay into your Caesar. You're then going to stack the Caesar on top with a King Tail. You can use King Tail's effect to detach any of the two that isn't Wave King Caesar. So I'm going to attach the Yourplaymat and burn my opponent for 1000 damage, plus, you know, reduce something. Reduce something by 1000 damage. Attack points. You're going to reduce the Gilgamesh, because why not? You're then going to link these two off. You're going to make your second Gilgamesh. This is going to trigger the King Tail's effect. No, in fact, before we even had to do that, sorry, I always do this, man. I always skip steps. I'm going to use the Vice Typhon's effect to banish it and the Yourplaymat from the graveyard. And I'm going to summon the High Flame King Genghis. Now, when I do things correctly, it makes sense. Link summon into my second Gilgamesh. This is going to trigger King Tail Chain Link 1, and then the Genghis Chain Link 2. So Genghis is going to revive me, the Wave King Caesar, and then King Tail is going to send a DD or Dark Contract from deck to grave. This is when we're going to send Lamia. That's why you still play Lamia in the deck. You're going to use Lamia's effect to send the Caesar from field to grave to special summon herself back. This is going to trigger Caesar to add a Dark Contract from deck to hand. This is going to add you your Swamp King. You're going to play your Swamp King, use Swamp King's effect, fuse any two DDs from your graveyard. I'm just going to use Gilgamesh and Copernicus. and summon the Arc. And this is why the Arc is still useful in the extra deck for this combo. You're then going to synchro those two into your Siegfried, and then you can stack your Death Machina on top of either your High Flame King Genghis if you wanted to, or your Gilgamesh. Doesn't really matter. But that is your end board. You have your entire trio right here. You have your summon, your monster steals, your summon negates, and your spell and trap negates. You have your contracts in play. You have a full set scale, and you have a Gilgamesh in play as well. Very, very nice. Even if you want, as well as if you wanted to, if you didn't want to make the Siegfried, you could easily have replaced the Siegfried with a the continuous trap card, Dark Contract with Eternal Darkness, and that way you can have a Summon Negates, Death Marking on board, a complete scale, and your Eternal Darkness as well. You could have that on board as well, and a Gilgamesh. So you would have a Lamia just sitting there as well, if that matters at all. But yeah, that's one combo. I'm going to now reorganize everything and show you guys the second combo, which ends on a anti-Nibiru combo as well. So just give me a moment. And here I am back with combo number 2. This includes both Slimes in your opening hand and Copernicus. It's kind of like a classic looking 3-card combo in a DDD deck. Just replace Copernicus with a Kepler, and there we go. So I found this on another YouTuber's channel, but he uses Zero King Rage. I've managed to alter the combo in the way that you don't need Rage, so this is good for all of you DDD players out there, and not just for the American and Canadian players. So I do hope you guys enjoy this one. So we're going to use the two Slimes. We're going to fuse our first Genghis. We're going to normal summon Copernicus, and he's going to send us the Griffin from our deck to grave. We are then going to banish the 2 Slimes from the graveyard, summoning out our second Genghis. This triggers our first one to revive the Griffin. We're going to use Griffin to add ourselves from deck to hand DD Headhunt, which is very, very strong. You can see how good that is later. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go into 5, the High King Caesar. From here, we're going to then link summon off into our Gilgamesh. This triggers the Gilgamesh and sets into our scales, our new classic scales of Ragnarok and Orthodos. You take the 1000 damage. From here, we're going to then pen summon out back our 2 monsters from the from our extra deck. If you want to use Griffin's effect, you can do so. But from here, we're going to then Xyz into our Caesar and then into our King Tell. I'm going to use King Tell's effect, attach material, and burn our opponent for 1000 damage, and then everything like that. We're then going to link summon off into our second Gilgamesh. This is going to trigger the Ragnarok, and it's going to revive back our Caesar. And this also triggers our King Tell to Foolish a DD from deck to grave. Or Dark Contract, we're going to send our Lamia again. We're then going to use the Orthros to pop himself. Now we're then going to use the Lamia to sack off the Caesar, bringing herself back. This is going to trigger the Caesar to add a contract from deck to hand. We're going to add our Swamp King. We're then going to play the Swamp King to banish 2 DDs from our graveyard. Doesn't matter what they are. Summon out our D-Arc. We're then going to synchro summon out our Siegfried, and then we're going to use the Gilgamesh to stack on top with a Machina, and then we're going to set the Headhunt. So you could arguably say that this combo is better than the other one, because you not only get your end board monsters, but you also get a Headhunt, which is an actual monster negate. So take your pick on which combo you think is better, but I do hope that this helps you guys and gives you an understanding on how to play around the powerful hand traps that we have to face in the game. like nibiru, which I know has always been an issue for DDD players out there, including myself. And so now we can play around that, making our Caesar on summon 5, and then you don't also have to fork out £80 plus for Baroness. So again, do hope this helps you guys. I do hope you enjoy it. If you have other nibiru combos out there, do post them down in the comments below, especially if they don't involve Baroness, because it just helps everyone, and just helps everyone learn the deck and see other ways to play the game as well. So again, hope you guys liked it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.